Camp Creek to Verde River is the first up on our list for beginner trails. This one is a great beginner trail because it is flat the entire time. The trails themselves are super wide, so if there's ever any oncoming traffic, you just pull over to the side. Another thing that makes this really beginner friendly is the fact that there are no hill climbs. Everything you're going to encounter is flat ground. There's very little elevation change, and it's not even noticeable. The most difficult part is going to be the deep sand. Now, as long as you're in 4 high and keep up your speed in these sections, you're going to be just fine. The bigger issue to this trail is going to be the oncoming traffic because there are a lot of side-by-sides and a lot of dirt bikes on this trail. So you're always going to want to stick to the right side of the trail, use proper hand signals to let people know who's in your group or not, and just assume around every blind corner there's someone coming the other direction. If you do that, you're going to be okay. The next trail up on our list is Box Canyon, and this is probably one of the most beautiful trails I have ever done in all of Arizona, and you can see why. It is so unique because the canyon is so close to the trail. There's literally sections of the trail where you can roll your window down and touch the rock without getting out of your vehicle. It is that cool. Why I'm considering it a beginner trail is because it is also very flat, just like the previous trail. There's very little elevation change, and you're just cruising through an easy trail, and it's more about the scenic views that you're seeing the entire time. Also, like Camp Creek Trail, there's a lot of two-way traffic, a lot of side-by-sides, and especially in the canyon, there are blind corners. You're going to want to go slow, hang to the right side of the trail, and always make sure you pull over so people can get by safely. All right, now it's time for the third trail on our list. This is Morgan City Wash. Just like the first 2 trails on our list, it is also very flat. It's a gravel or sand mixture, so there is a spot or two where you might want to keep up momentum, but for the most part, if you're in 2-wheel drive or 4 high, you're going to be just fine. In this trail, you're driving down a wash, and you've got some beautiful views of the canyons as they get closer and closer to the trail, but once you get through the wash, then the terrain changes completely, and in my opinion, gets even more beautiful. You're surrounded by the desert landscape and the saguaro cacti, and really amazing views. This is also where you start getting some hill climbs. Nothing too difficult. You could honestly probably do these in 2-wheel drive, but these were my favorite part of the trail. The next trail up is Superstition Loop. This one is also very beautiful. The entire time you're on the trail, you're driving towards the Superstition Mountains. So this trail ups the difficulty just a little bit compared to the first 3 trails because it's not just flat gravel or sand. This is your more traditional rocky trails with really compact dirt. And it has a little bit more ebbs and flows and ups and downs, but nothing too crazy. Again, you could probably do the entire trail in 2-wheel drive. There is a gate you have to pass through, and trail etiquette is you always are going to want to close the gate behind you once you make it through. So this is the hardest part of the trail, but I'm actually deciding to go into this washed out section. If you would stay a little bit more passenger compared to where I'm at right now, it wouldn't be that difficult. But again, this is the most tough thing you're going to have, which wouldn't even register as technically difficult. Now, I know as a beginner, this can be intimidating, but just trust your vehicle and go on straight through, and you should be safe. The final trail on our list is going to be, it's more of a trail system than a singular trail. It is the Rolls area, and they've got a few different trails you can choose from. There are green rated, which are easy rated trails. There's even some orange trails, which are a little bit more moderate, and they even have some red sections. So it's a really cool place just to go out, explore, take different side trails, and test your abilities. It's easy enough to where you don't have to stress about hitting anything too hard. This is the spot I started out because there's so many different trails from here, so I came back to this area time and time again. I would recommend starting at the Four Peaks area staging ground because the trails coming out of those staging areas are going to be a lot easier than the ones coming out of the Rolls. Now, I did hesitate to put this on the list because of the amount of people that go out here. There are a lot of side-by-sides and quads and tours, so you just got to be really careful when you're going on these trails because there might be someone coming the opposite direction. So just keep your head on a swivel, be cautious, or go on a day that's not a weekend and you'll probably have it to yourself. Well, there you have it. These are 5 great trails for any beginner off-roader. Most of these trails you could even do in 2-wheel drive. I just think they're a great way to start out your off-road career, I guess, your hobby. Leave comments down below if you guys have any questions whatsoever. I can make another list just like this. Maybe I can make a moderate list. I'd love to hear what trails you guys think are really good for beginners, so please leave those in the comments below. I'm also going to leave the trail guides in the description below. Please subscribe for more videos. We got many more to come. Thanks.